Hello, this is my sweet corn, Minipop. It's growing in yogurt pots and it's time it was planted out. I've got 6 10-inch water buckets and I'm going to plant 2 corn plants in each of those buckets, roughly 6 inches apart. The reason I'm planting 2 to a bucket is that I don't have enough buckets, and if I did have enough buckets I don't have enough room. And the reason we're potting these up today, even though it's a cold day here at Homegrown Veg, is because they are pot bound, so they need to be potted up, and we're going to do that today. So I've already prepared these water buckets. They're full of soil now. I've sat those yogurt pots in them to make life a bit easier. We're going to take those yogurt pots out now and we're going to transfer these Minipop sweet corn into these buckets. But before I do that, I want to tell you that Molly and me have been for a walk on our local seashore today. I've managed to take some video. I've also pictured a few plants. Sea kale, I don't know if you've heard of sea kale, that's now in bloom, and a lovely yellow flower that I can't identify. You might be able to identify that for me. And I've also tagged on there a sunset. It's a beautiful sunset. It's a clip of video that I shot a few years back, and the sun's setting to the side of an island. I'll give you a clue to the name of that island, see if you can work it out before you watch the end of the video. But on that island, most of the cats don't have a tail. If it's a native born cat, it does not have a tail. And it's called a Manx cat. Okay, let's plant these sweet corn, and don't forget to stay till the end of the video if you want to see that sunset. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let me just show you what we're talking about here when we talk about pot bound. Wow, look at that. That's pot bound. Now normally you would try and separate these roots out at the bottom, but I've tried that on corn that I planted a week or 2 ago and they just snapped off. So I'm going to just leave those as they are and straighten themselves out. I'd rather they were on than off. Since we've got them, we're going to keep them. So that's the corn we're going to be planting up now. How easy was that? Come on! How easy was that? And all that we'll need to do when we finish this job is to water these guys in. Now, I've already told you why I'm growing 2 to a bucket, because of the space restrictions I have and the buckets that I don't have. I'm also going to be standing these against a fence in a straight line. And the reason I'm doing that is because there's no room anywhere else in the garden for them to stand. But I also know that these particular sweet corn don't need to be pollinated, so there's no need to plant them in a block. This particular type of corn can be just planted in a straight line. It can be planted anywhere. It does not need to be in a block. So these are going in a straight line up against a fence. So you'd have to say this corn hasn't got much going for it, has it? It's going out when it's too cold. It's been planted far too close. And it's going up against a fence where it's not going to get full sunlight all day. But hey, let's try it. Give it a go, or you'll never know. Well, you will if you follow me, because there will be updates on this video. So you will see an end result, and that's got to be in several months' time, hasn't it? Hey, look at these guys coming through the bottom, can you see? Okay, now don't forget, there's some clips of Molly on the seashore at the end of this video, and there's that lovely sunset that I've promised you in that setting behind that mystery island. Hoo-hoo. Tell you what else comes from that island as well, the Manx missile. Have you heard of the Manx missile? Now that last corn doesn't look too healthy, does it? It's going to get a shot and it's getting potted up. Probably need to be careful with this one. Oh yeah, it's just getting there, look. It's just getting there. Need to be careful as we pop this one in. That's it then. Okay, so we'll give those a water in and then we'll call it a day. I'll get Molly to pick these up later. This is Homegrown Veg, signing out.